Good morning, it's me, Pearl, and this is Tuned in Tarot. And we are about to look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies inside of ourselves, knowing that whatever state those energies are in, we're going to see reflected back to us in the outside world. So you can glean things from people in real life because they're going to just reflect whatever state you're in. If you want someone to change, there's probably something inside of you that needs to shift. And definitely your focus needs to shift. Good morning. All right, let's get going. The top of the deck, Divine Masculine's going first today. Top of the deck for his overall headspace, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse back again. So he is worried about the emotional reactivity of his Divine Feminine. And of course, that implies that his own emotional reactivity is at play, and he's not feeling in super command of his own emotions either. But something is worrying him, and he's just a little bit worried about Divine Feminine's ability to keep her emotions from spilling over and causing him anxiety. The niggling thing in the back of his mind is that, good morning, is that he is not feeling quite the Emperor. I think this is about him wanting to release the shadow traits of this Emperor, because if we're seeing that the overall forefront of his mind is Queen of Cups in reverse energy, where he's like, I don't want my Divine Feminine to be so emotionally reactive. But then in the back of his mind, he's like, but I kind of understand what the emotional reactivity is about, which is suggesting an awareness that he is engaging in behaviors that are painful. Because why would somebody be emotionally reactive if they weren't? So I'm seeing this niggling thing of like him understanding, realizing he needs to release the shadow traits, which is rigidity, stubbornness, dictatorial control of the parameters of this union, which, you know, Divine Feminine makes, she doesn't hide that she really hates that. So he is feeling just like he's kind of responsible for the emotional reactivity that he's experiencing from the Queen of Cups. And he's also feeling like he wants to release his own rigidity in regards to his own feelings as well. So he's very rigid, right, about not expressing. So the other element there is, I don't want to express in these negative ways only. I want to be less controlling over what I express to my Divine Feminine. So that's there too. The first thing on his mind is King of Wands energy. So we see him thinking about, like the first thing he's thinking about is that he wants to be this man of action. He wants to feel like a king. Remember, we had this page of Wands energy for a while too, feeling like this small action, like ineffective energy. He wants to be very effective. And he wants to harness this passion and this ardor that he feels and be able to express this to his Divine Feminine. But he's stuck. He's stuck on this Five of Wands energy. Fives are something that can be overcome. They're challenges that are not, fives are not quite like the type of energy that sevens involve. Sevens involve usually time. Fives, you can kind of muscle your way through. So he's wanting to take big action to get through this stuck feeling. And he's understanding that he must move from that page energy into the king energy in order to harness that power and be able to burn through these wands. And also that this is an impasse of his own creation. The next thing on his mind is this Divine Feminine. This is also a card of independence, abundance, wealth, self-indulgence, self-reward, rewarding yourself with something. But we're definitely seeing this here as this King of Wands at an impasse with this Divine Feminine, who is his ultimate desire, really. He's also really understanding that right now, this Divine Feminine is in this solo energy. But as long as he remains in this impasse energy, Divine Feminine, he's like worried, like, how long is she going to stay this way? Legitimately, because Divine Feminine's in her power right now, and he can sense that. And so he understands that, like, there's this window of time, right? This opportunity. The next thing on his mind, Ace of Cups in reverse. So he's still working on spilling out this poison and filling this cup up himself. This is the clarifier for the King of Wands. So we also see that this action that he needs to take is fueled by this cup that should be filled with self-love. And he's working on it. And in fact, what I see is him taking big actions in order to accomplish this. The reason why I say that with confidence is that the next thing on his mind is High Priestess energy. So he's trusting his intuition. He's also seeing Divine Feminine as this ultimate feminine, Queen of the Moon, that she is a priestess, that she has this power. And as he does understand that he's a reflection of this energy, he's going into his High Priestess energy to balance this energy between the two, like we do here every morning. So he's conscious of this, and he's working on this. This is, of course, also a twin flame card. We have the twin pillars, feminine and masculine, yin, yang, etc. So he is doing that work, going within, trusting his intuition. He's pulling from the example that Divine Feminine sets, and her fertility and her creativity are all aspects that he's drawing from at this time, which is why we see her also here in this Nine of Pentacles energy. He's drawing this abundance from this Divine Feminine, which can be problematic in terms of filling up the cup. But because I'm seeing that High Priestess energy with the Nine of Pentacles, I'm not as concerned that it's about the Divine Feminine being his reward. In fact, what I'm seeing here is this real consciousness finally embracing that Divine Feminine is a symptom of the reward, which the reward is High Priestess energy coming into union. Once that is established inside of self, Divine Feminine is accessible to him because she is in her High Priestess energy, and they can come together. He's doing some overthinking. So is Divine Feminine today. He had 1 extra card. Divine Feminine had 3 extra cards. So of the 2, he's doing less overthinking. But the first card that's coming out to clarify this, I love. How wonderful for a Divine Masculine that has been struggling with temperance to have the High Priestess and temperance energy upright. We have the twin flame angel, Archangel Raphael here, doing this healing work behind the scenes in tandem with Divine Masculine, who is tapping into his intuition and feeling aware of this healing that's taking place. And this is what will allow him to be able to achieve this Nine of Pentacles, this desire that he has. And also, how smart of him to know that if he's struggling with this cup, then this higher power is helping with that struggle. So we have an emperor here. He is an emperor, and he's feeling like one. He has a foundation. It seems like some of the financial things that were problematic have been sorted. And instead, what we're seeing when we're seeing the reversal on that Emperor card is the release of the shadow traits and the rigidity. So, not too shabby, Divine Masculine. We don't hate it. What did I just do? There was another card, and I don't. Where did it go? Oh, Put it over here. Okay. The overthinking that was being done, however. Victory in reverse. So, this is his fear. And that's why I was associating this Nine of Pentacles with some worry. Because he was thinking, gee, I really hope that Divine Feminine stays single while I work on my temperance energy. Because I'm worried that I might not get this victory. He's also really, really still stuck on that idea that he doesn't want this to be a solo victory. He wants temperance in his life because that's healing. He wants this healing. But at the same time, he doesn't want it to be just a solo victory. He wants to be able to share this with her. And I also think even this process, as in she's gone along with me this long, and I'm, really starting to be in this temperance energy, and I want her to be with me so that we can share in this victory together. Okay, let's look at his heart space. We've got top of the deck, overall feeling in the heart space is this Four of Wands. So we have this deep desire to celebrate this sacred union with Divine Feminine. And because we're looking at the vice versa deck, and we saw this card yesterday, actually, it was the very last card that came up in his heart space. And we could have gotten it this way, or we could have gotten it this way. And this was something that the Divine Masculine has been desiring to be able to do, because he knows that Divine Feminine is not super into this shady, having their union in the dark sort of a thing. Although this card also has them like kind of heading off into the sunset. And it has this peaceful dove here too. So there's like peace between them. He's definitely desiring this. And he also likes the idea that they have this, he enjoys the hidden aspects of this relationship. Divine Feminine chafes at them because for her, it's very triggering for past experiences where she has been kept a secret for reasons that were about her own worthiness. And while her worthiness is nowhere near the state that it was in before, she gets very triggered by Divine Masculine's pleasure at this being hidden, secret kind of a thing. But for him, he's comfortable here. He does know, though, that is not ideal for Divine Feminine, because the niggling feeling in his mind is that this the 10 of Pentacles, this ending that he desires is elusive for as long as this relationship remains hidden. He understands he can have this right now. He could have this right freaking now, but he doesn't, because he's still keeping this relationship hidden. Again, the worry about, will Divine Feminine stay single? Will she? So the first feeling in his heart space, reflecting, I think, also this overall energy, this Queen of Cups in reverse energy, which is like, please do not be too emotionally reactive to me, Divine Feminine. He's also thinking, please, Divine Feminine, do not do this energy. Do not go into this place where you put up your swords and block me. So that's part of why we're seeing this. We're also seeing this because he's releasing his own issues with choosing Divine Feminine, choosing to prioritize her. We see him doing this. He is choosing no longer for himself to be in this defensive energy with Divine Feminine. He's taking this opportunity, take the blindfold off for her and reveal information to her. This is what his heart wants to do, because this is the Queen of Cups he would like to be able to approach. The upright Queen of Cups. So we have a mirror here for head and heart. His head worried about it, his heart longing for it. He wants the sensitive, nurturing, intuitive, compassionate, loving, caring divine feminine. And he's choosing to move towards this divine feminine. You want to see the next card? The next card's in union, and it's definitely the kind of union you want to have. High Priestess energy. In head and heart. Trusting intuition, believing in the twin flame connection and the power and the strength of it. The card is coming out this way because we are looking at his deeper knowledge of this twin flame energy. These keys here, these keys for him, he understands that as he goes inside and trusts his intuition, as he cultivates his own Queen of Cups energy, right? Command over his emotions, less emotional reactivity, and his intuition, as he comes into union and divine feminine, instead of being this external manifestation that he keeps focusing on. And you can't blame him, because you know when I do these readings, y'all are focusing on an external manifestation of the divine masculine too. And y'all aren't thinking about yourself. You're not at all thinking about yourself. You're like, oh, he needs to get into his temperance energy. He needs to do this, and he needs to do that, and he needs to do this. And it's like, but that's you. This is you, okay? He is aware. There's awareness, head, heart, aware. And as he balances and comes into his own Queen of Cups energy, divine feminine will be in that energy with him. Divine masculine, I think this is the first time that I have seen this energy. We are constantly looking at the divine feminine energy, and her heart space is always like, no, I need to be my own king. I need to be my own emperor. I need to be my own Knight of Cups, whatever it is. Yes, she reflects upon an external manifestation of the divine masculine doing this work for her, but it's normally been like this, where it's like, yes, this is about the divine feminine, but really it's about me becoming the divine feminine in myself. I have not been nurturing myself. I have not been sensitive to my emotional needs. I have not been caring and compassionate to myself. I have not been forgiving, right? So now we are seeing this, good morning, Sanju. Now we are seeing this divine masculine really realizing in his head and his heart space that he has to be the divine feminine too. It makes sense that divine masculine energy is more uncomfortable with that fluidity, where divine feminine's a little more chill with it. Divine feminines in our culture have had to embody masculine and feminine, because you can't just be a domestic housewife anymore. That's a weakness, apparently, in our culture. Now you have to be that and the top CEO of every company, and you can't do that while being a bitch. You have to do that while being like a man, because our equality movement didn't really equal equality. It should have been called the balance movement, and it should have been like bringing feminine energy into a masculine energy dominated society and helping the masculine energy start to be able to equally express emotions, equally be intuitive, equally be able to stay at home and take care of kids and have domestic. But we, instead of like, you know, having to make feminines masculine, it should have been a situation where we balanced energies in our society as a whole, and anybody can reflect any type of dominant energy that they feel at any given time. And that's what I'm doing here, and that's what I hope to do here for y'all, and I hope you start telling everyone in your lives about it, because that will bring peace and balance to our whole entire world. That's why when we get these cards that are like, bitch, you have a bigger mission to do, the bigger mission is that. It's not about who you're going to marry in a year. I hate to tell you, if that's why you're watching this, you could probably click off it, because you're not going to get a whole lot about when your boyfriend's going to call you or if he's going to come back, or, you know, it's not about that. It's about showing up for yourself and balancing the energies. And finally, we are seeing a divine masculine who is as comfortable right now with that as the divine feminine has had to be because of the way society is. So divine feminine was already like, all right, I have to embody the divine masculine. I guess I'm always having to do everything. Divine masculine is catching up. He's catching up. We're very excited. We also see him committed right now to working on himself, because we could have seen this card this way, this Three of Pentacles, with the cleric and the craftsman, which is definitely a spiritual and a material energy that's reflective of feminine and masculine energy. But instead, we see this upright, because usually we'll see this like this. Like, I don't want to do it by myself. But no, we're not seeing that today. We are seeing, you know what? I'm working on myself. I'm doing my intuition. I'm doing my temperance. I'm doing it. I'm doing it by myself, and I'm working really hard, Divine Feminine. So please pay attention and stay single. Aww. The next feeling we have is this Five of Cups in reverse. And we could see this card like so, where this figure is focused on these spilled cups in front of him and not aware of the two cups here and this potential for new life, new love, right? It could have been this way. It could also be this way, where we don't see that potential either. And this, when we see this, this is like a lot of sadness here. There's just no awareness about this. Whereas here, we see more of an awareness here. Divine Masculine is in the process of releasing the sadness and actually trying to shift into this energy where he can be really believing in this impossible thing. The impossible thing that, despite the sadness that he caused, which he's very aware of, and the pain that he's caused, super aware. And this is a Divine Masculine who loves to beat himself up, like guilty, 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 judgment, judgment, judgment. We see that all the time. He's releasing it though. He's releasing the blame for the sadness he's caused, and he's seeking in his heart space to shift into this believing in this impossible idea that there could be this new love that could bloom between them when he has done so much to sabotage it. And finally, and most excitingly, we see this Moon card, which for this couple was just, is such a big thing. But it is in its reverse because it's about releasing the fears and anxieties in regards to the Divine Feminine. Good job, Divine Masculine. Like, I feel like I should have stickers, and I should give stickers when y'all are doing a good job. All right, let's look at Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine, you are overthinking, honey. We're supposed to have 6 cards, and we have 9 cards. Come on. Chill out. Chill out. All right. And I'm calling myself out. I was crying at 4:30 this morning and posting on Instagram. Like, please go back to sleep, which I did for a couple hours. But if I go to bed at 10 p.m. at night, because the night before my sister called me when she got back from a trip and we talked till 2 a.m, and I don't stay up that late anymore. And so then yesterday all day I was a zombie and I went to bed at 10, and then I knew, I was like, I'm gonna regret this. 4:30, I'm awake. I can only sleep 6 hours. I don't know what it is, but anyway. All right, Divine Feminine, let's look at you. Top of the deck for you, overall headspace for you, Ace of Swords in reverse. Someone's telling lies, someone's not being honest, and you don't like it, and you really, 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 really want the truth, and it's really hard for you to trust this Divine Masculine because he has done a really good job of reinforcing reasons to not trust. Not trust his timeline, not trust the words he says, not trust when he says, I promise, I mean it, But this is also old ideas, right? When the Ace of Swords comes in, this is a swift deliverance of the truth, and it's a new, fresh idea. With that truth comes new perspective and a new, what do I want to say? A new trajectory, right? Because this is a motion card. But that's not what we're seeing. Your overall thing you're focused on, old ass energy. What happens? What happened? You know what? I did pull the Law of Attraction cards today, and it's a good thing because I think you forgot that when you focus on what you don't want, what do you get? If you're focused on old ass energy, then the niggling thing in the back of your mind is 5 of Cups energy, which we're seeing is a mirror for your twin flame, okay? He's releasing the sadness and choosing to focus on this possibility. You're in your sadness. But this card is about pessimism and optimism, okay? So when you're focused on the old ideas, here you are over here with your inability to see the 2 cups over here in the sunlight. Instead, you're seeing these 3 sad, empty cups. This is, I have 2 full cups though. So your mind keeps going back and forth like this as you focus on old energy. Here you are over here on this side. As you shift this into new energy, here you are on this side. And look at the color combination for this card. Mystic Mondays deck, freaking gorgeous deck. All right, that's top of the deck. That was overall an underlying energy of your headspace. First thing on your mind, pause. 7 of Pentacles, waiting for these seeds that you planted to finally bear fruit. But what I'm seeing here is, despite your focusing on old ass energy, I'm seeing a desire to be optimistic. I'm seeing a desire to believe that the cups are full, that there are 2 full cups. That's confirmed by the next card. And so trusting that you have planted the seeds, you have asked for what you wanted. What happens when you ask? It is given. When you knock, the door is open. If you seek, you find. So you're holding on to that. You understand that you have to wait for these seeds to bear fruit, because you are choosing to be optimistic about this 2 of Cups. You are really, fingers crossed, hoping that the fruit that this tree bears is a specific manifestation that you have in mind. But you know that either way, there will be this reunion. You will come together. You will break bread. If you just patiently keep nurturing, pouring water, doing what you need to do to help these seeds grow, it will grow into this, which is what you truly desire, and you will have victory. So how great is it that you can think about old ass energy, be sad, but choose to focus on the potential here for victory anyway. I did not think I was going to see this in this reading today, so I'm like, good for you. Because you're in your magician power. This is what's clarifying this right here. You were like, I know what my power is. My power to manifest. I did a spell, honey. I did a spell calling in my twin flame. I'm ready. Come in. Make me ready. You did that work. You did that. You might have done an actual spell. I did an actual spell. It was the first actual, like, real candle magic I ever did. And it was like, all right, Archangel Raphael, you are the twin flame angel. I'm putting this in your hands. Bring in whoever that soulmate for me is supposed to be. I'm ready for it. Bring it to me, right? You've done this. You are in your power, and you're feeling confident that you are using all the tools you have to wait, to be patient, to be in this really good place. Because the next card up is the 6 of Swords, which is absolutely amazing, because that is using your intellect, which I see you doing, against your emotional reactivity. So Divine Masculine, he worried about you being too emotionally reactive. You're not. You're not being too emotionally reactive. You are having an appropriate amount of emotion. You're feeling an appropriate amount of emotion. You're utilizing your intellect and everything you've learned from these lessons, from the pain that you've endured, to build a bridge from where you were to where you want to be. You are understanding that the emotions guide you there, and that as you are consciously aware, hey, I'm sad. I must be far away from my higher self. If I'm far away from my higher self, that must mean that the thing I'm focused on, not being with my Divine Masculine, if that's the case, is not what my higher self knows. So, okay, I'm going to not focus on that 3 of Cups sadness. I'm going to focus on the 2 full cups here. And I'm going to use that, my intellect, to guide me closer to what it is I desire, which is this. I'm sad when I'm focused on how it might not happen. Okay, well, I'm going to get more of that. Okay. I'm not going to stay focused on that. I'm not going to feed it details. I'm going to feed details to the thing that I want instead. There's no divine masculine in this boat ferrying away the divine feminine and the inner child because there's not one needed. In this card, the divine masculine energy is represented here as energy. Divine feminine is represented here as energy. And it is not that there is any specific person doing any of this work for you. You are doing this work inside of yourself. You are ferrying this union to sanctuary by being optimistic. You're a motherfucking queen. I'm just telling you. You're amazing. All right, let's look at your overthinking. This victory card right now, it's victory over this. You do not intend to continue receiving, I'm going to use a word that my friend said to me today, love bombing. You do not intend, you intend to be victorious over this energy, which is just love bombing energy. I love you, I love you, I love you, bye, runs away, right? I really, really love you. I promise I'm going to come through. Oh, I got scared. I really want to fuck you. I have a ton of sexual energy for you, but I don't really want to have really serious conversations though. Your victory is over that. Bye. Bye, Knight of Wands energy. Ain't got no time for you. I'm an Empress. What you want is for this to stop. Your victory is that you want this energy to stop completely. Stop doing this, divine masculine. Stop doing it. The motion of that forward motion coming from these spurts, these really fast spurts of love from divine masculine. Stop. You want him to come into control, balance himself, which luck is on your side. Looks like he's doing it. And that's because you trust. And that's because you're optimistic. And that's because you're doing it too, right? So your victory is over this. You know that because you are who you are, this is going to stop. Why? Because you're the Queen of Pentacles. You have control. You're holding on to your core beliefs. This pearl here, you know, when I got this deck and I was like, Pearl, of course, Queen of Pentacles. She has her coin together. She's got a foundation. She's abundant. She's fertile. She is manifest for a specific divine masculine. And the victory you have over this energy is you know divine masculine wants you to stay single. But you're not going to stay single. You're going to be with the match. You're going to be with the match. That union, that reunion is happening no matter who it is, because you're Queen of Pentacles. And you are not at all confused about this. You are absolutely sure that you know who you are and that your match will show up accordingly at the time that they are meant to, based on that 7 of Pentacles energy. We start with a 7, we end with a 7. There's not confusion here though. There is not an overwhelming of the emotions. There is emotional control. There is a focus on positivity. You're a goddamn queen. All right, let's take a look at the heart space. Top of the deck for the heart space. 8 of Pentacles. Very similar energy we have to the 7 of Pentacles. We have the watering and the caring for the seeds that have been planted, waiting for them to grow. But what do we see here? They're blooming, they're blossoming. We see this actually happening. And this is because you are nurturing yourself, right? This is also about the hard work you're doing, not only spiritually, but in the material world. You understand that as you really cultivate your craft and work on what it is that you love, work on your passion, that abundance is guaranteed. And the niggling feeling in your heart is justice. You understand how karma works. You understand justice. You know you're going to have justice. It's the theme of November. We just finished, I think, getting all of the songs in, and we'll start reading from that playlist. And we're going to listen to all the music that talks about the themes of justice and finally bring justice to this divine feminine and divine masculine, because they deserve it, right? That's the niggling feeling in your heart space. You got some mirroring. The first feeling in your heart is Six of Swords energy, which was in your head space. Now, what is your heart feeling about it? Let's take a look. In this card, I love the imagery here because it is absolutely showing that this pain and suffering has been a bridge from this past place, and that you use this pain and suffering to transform, here's these butterflies, and move to this new place, which is unknown. So to have a reversal on this energy, I think, is your heart maybe being a little bit afraid that it can endure the pain, because there's pain here. Remember, this is focused on old ass energy because old ass shit is happening right now, which involves the Knight of Wands behavior. And your heart is a little bit afraid, a little bit uncertain. Can I really build a bridge with this? Or is this not sustainable, right? So you do have some fear there. I also think that this is about your head was like, I'm building my own bridge. Your heart is like, will divine masculine be able to do this? Or is this not something he's capable of? But it's just a fear. And that's why your headspace, so it's interesting, right? I've been talking about this a lot because I notice this a lot. When I read for divine feminine, I will see fear in the heart space that's balanced by like optimistic awareness energy of truth in the headspace, right? So her fears get countered by her headspace. Her heart is like, I don't know, I'm afraid. And her head's like, no, it's going to be okay. I got this. All right, I got this. I got a lot of information. We're going to be okay. When I read for divine masculine, what I see a lot is in the headspace, a ton of worry. Is she going to be solo? Am I going to be able to fill up my own cup? Am I too rigid and controlling? And the heart space that's like, your Queen of Cups is here. She's upright. You've got this. You know, your fears and anxieties you're releasing. And that makes sense because divine feminine trusts her heart. Divine masculine has trouble. But divine feminine's heart reflects fears. Her head doesn't always worry so much about them because it's been trusting her heart, not her fears, right? It's like this discernment, how to decide, like, is this a fear or is this a truth? Okay? Divine masculine is like, is this a truth or is this a fear? But it's the opposite. Am I thinking about fears and feeling truth? So you can see how that goes back and forth. So, afraid that she can't quite do this, but then her heart is like, no. It's time to celebrate. There's reason, there's cause for celebration here. There is this reunion in your heart space. There is this awareness and this optimism in your head space. And so this that you desire, this is going to happen. There's also here this idea that you might be afraid that divine masculine doesn't have the ability to build the Six of Swords because third party energy, and this doesn't necessarily mean a relationship, like a karmic relationship or something. It can refer to that, but it can refer to family members. It can refer to a job, the environment, the location, like if he's in another country, if he's in another city, like anything like that. It can be a fear that this third party energy that is affecting the relationship will block him from being able to come with you on your Six of Swords, because your Six of Swords is here. You're on the boat, you're heading to Sanctuary, and you're afraid maybe Divine Masculine won't be able to because of this third party energy. So that's another layer there that's in the heart space. You're so smart. You're so smart and you're so in tune. You decided in your headspace to be optimistic. We saw that. I could have pulled this card and then looked at the other cards and been like, well, you're being pretty pessimistic. But I didn't see that. I saw that you were being optimistic, and then we looked at your spread, and indeed, you're very optimistic about what can happen. Your heart space is in agreement. You are no longer focusing on these past energies in your heart. Old ass energy that's stuck in your head right now, it's not in your heart space. Your heart space is like, that's just what happened before. And we're new. We're new. So I'm not focusing on it, I'm releasing that, choosing to be optimistic, and focusing on these 2 cups behind me instead. Because even though my King of Pentacles, which is still here in my heart space, he was here yesterday, even though he is still not manifest, I do believe he will. I do believe the specific Divine Masculine that I'm thinking of is going to grab the bull by the horns and do what he needs to do. And so he's not here yet, but I'm choosing not to focus on him not being here yet. I'm choosing not to focus on my fears about the potential that there's too much third-party energy here. That 3 of Cups, that third-party energy could also be addiction. It could be addiction. Worrying that he's not going to be able to build this bridge and get through this pain and deal with whatever it is. And he's telling her, like, I got to be in my temperance energy before I can come towards you. And I hope you can wait for me to do this. And so she's thinking, like, what if he can't do that? And and her heart's like, no, 5 of Cups, release that. Don't focus on it. Don't focus on Divine Masculine being here yet. Do not go into the shadow traits of the Queen of Swords. Bring in the light traits of the Queen of Swords. This is also your heart being aware that you are doing this. You are wrangling this beast of the emotion because your head thought like, oh my God, this is the same shit that keeps happening. And the back of your mind was like, yeah, but you've planted seeds. You've asked for what you wanted. You know that this is going to happen. You know you're going to be victorious. You're victorious already because you've accomplished so much union inside of yourself. And so you're going to stop this energy where you're not really giving yourself what you need, and you're coming in and you're just like taking these actions and not sticking around for it. You're not going to do that anymore. You're going to stop that. You're going to be the Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be here for yourself. You're not confused about who you are. So your heart is aware that even though this King of Pentacles manifestation isn't here, it's not going to go into the shadow traits. Cold, icy, blocking, cutting, none of that. Instead, it's all of the light traits, right? Being able to wrangle the beast, that is your emotional reactivity, being able to command armies, have strategy. This is also a call in your heart space to have some more strategy, have some more practical ideas that can help you to handle the fears in your heart space. And then we have the final mirror, the moon. And for Divine Masculine, he was releasing his fears. Divine Feminine is feeling her anxieties right now in her heart space, and her head is doing the work of countering those fears and shifting focus away from them. But this is also a card about the subconscious and about being guided towards that divine feminine intuition. And I think actually seeing this card, especially because of the story that is here within this collective and in this soul tribe for this particular journey, there is this element that because this has been a subconscious coupling, that they really are like in this, like this moon has something, it's so significant, and it's because of this 5D element of the relationship, the telepathic connection. And so Divine Feminine, this card isn't here so much about your anxieties, although it is, you know, you have some. It's really more about just your awareness that there is this deep, unconscious bond. And that makes you feel like the ability in your headspace to trust. Okay, now let's look at the oracles and see exactly what Spirit will suggest to help you handle this energy that you're in. Divine Masculine, you're in the light traits of the Hermit. Seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, and it serves personal, creativity. So right now, Divine Masculine is in this energy, and he is being told that this is good right now, being isolated and in this solitude, focusing intently on this inner life. And what are we seeing from this? High Priestess energy. We're seeing Temperance energy. We're seeing balance. We're seeing finally his understanding that he has to be his own Divine Feminine. So this niggling worry about this 10 of Pentacles manifestation, you can release that, because this inner work that you're doing, it's a wise decision. Here's your guardian angel. This is to support you. Not only it's acknowledging the wise decision you made to seek solitude, to focus intently on your inner life and heal, but it's also about whatever you are thinking about, whatever decision you are making, which we saw in your heart space was to choose to be with and to have and to come before your Divine Feminine, your Queen of Cups. So we are seeing that if this is the decision that you are planning to make, it is a wise decision for you and for your Divine Feminine. You have to believe. Here is Saint Hildegard von Bingen. She was coming out a lot for this couple. And then y'all were doing a pretty good job. And she's back again because she really, what she supported, it used to be that she was trying to help Divine Masculine or Divine Feminine believe in the connection. But right now she's here to help you to believe in yourself, to believe in this union, that as you do that inner work, Divine Masculine, you truly are going to be able to have your 9 of Pentacles. I cannot create in the experience of another. You cannot create in the experience of another because you cannot think their thoughts. What you can do for them is set the example of joy. Become a being who thinks only of that which you are wanting, who speaks only of that which you are wanting, and who does only that which you are wanting, and therefore brings forth only joyful emotion. So, you cannot create Divine Feminine's thoughts. You can only have the union that you desire inside of yourself and focus on what that looks like, what a healthy, joyful union looks like. That will attract that to you, but you cannot think Divine Feminine's thoughts. Be bold and make the first move. Bring love into this situation. Blue Moon, believe in the impossible. And the song that came on for you, Divine Masculine, today, I forgot to mention the songs that shuffled. The song for Divine Masculine was Impossible by Nat King Cole. If they had ever told me how sweet a kiss could be, I would have said impossible, impossible for me. And if they said I'd find you beyond the rainbow's end, I would have said impossible, impossible, my friend. To dream about what might have been is strange enough for me, but now it seems I'm living in a dream too beautiful to be. If they had said a moonbeam could calm a stormy sea, I would have said impossible, but now at last I see that nothing is impossible if you are here with me. I would have said impossible, but now at last I see that nothing is impossible if you are here with me. Your commitment is being tested, and this was emphasized. Divine Feminine just tested your commitment. Your command from Spirit was be bold and make the first move. If you're worried about her being in her solo energy for much longer, your commitment to this is being tested. Remember, this came up for you, y'all, yesterday. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So do not take Divine Feminine's perceived emotional reactivity personally. That is how Divine Feminine is processing her pain. That is how she is ferrying herself to sanctuary. And that is happening for you. If she has said or done something that you're feeling like, why is she doing this to me? Rephrase that question. Why is she doing this for me? What does this do for me? What does her doing this do for me? Because that is the truth about her actions. And that's the truth about your actions and about the universe's actions. It's for you, not to you. Okay. Divine Feminine, you are in the light traits of God. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. This is about that optimism. This is about you choosing to see the divine in masculine, seeing divine masculine through the eyes of source, which, remember, is how we use these people. And I don't mean use people in a negative way. I mean, when we walk into a bookstore and glance to our right and there's a gorgeous person standing there and we fall in love with them, we're like, oh my God, this person is so amazing. And you're with your friend and you're like, did you see that person? And your friend's like, I mean, yeah. And you're like, no, they were like so amazing. And your friend's like, I mean, like, they were cute. They were cute. Yeah, go for it. You should get their number, right? Your friend's just like, I mean, okay. But you saw something else. That person was an excuse for you to see what people are like through the eyes of source. That's what love is. When you see someone in love, you can see all of them. You see their faults. You see everything. There's blinded by love where you don't see faults. But it's the seeing through source is where you understand faults are part of the whole thing, and you accept and love just like you are accepted and loved by source. And it's this excuse you used to have this experience, and then they make you feel loved, and then you feel like you're worthy. But really, truly, seeing someone like that is an opportunity to learn how to see yourself, because as you can see yourself through the eyes of source, imagine that you're the person that walks into the bookstore, looks to their right and sees you. And so you're standing there at the books, and then you're like, oh my God, who is this divine queen? Who is this beautiful woman? Like, that is what you're supposed to have for yourself. So you are truly using this energy right now. You are seeing divine masculine through the eyes of source. You are seeing that he's perfect the way he is, that he's changing and growing and expanding, and you're there for it. And you're seeing yourself this way. You have faith. Your guardian angel is here to support you in this. Keep the faith. Have faith. Practice makes perfect, and this was emphasized. Practice being in a healthy relationship. How do you do that, you may ask, if you're living all alone in your apartment? Well, you are in a relationship with you. Make delicious meals for yourself. Get dressed up for yourself. Watch your favorite shows. Do the things that you love. Do the things that you would want to do for this excuse to focus on someone through the eyes of source. Do this for yourself. Practice being the best partner, the best lover, the best everything for yourself. That's how you practice when you're not with a person. And also keep in mind that you both are practicing. You're practicing how to be in union together because you don't know. You haven't done it yet. So everything that's happening right now, if you do something, if you make a mistake, if you say something to Divine Masculine, or Divine Masculine says something to you that he doesn't mean, or if he tells a lie like he used to because that's what he always did and he's used to that, and then he realizes that he just kind of regressed a little bit. If you focused on old energy for a minute when you were really trying not to, you're practicing. You're practicing. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to get it wrong. When you love someone through the eyes of source, they expect that. They expect you to get it wrong sometimes. Saint Michael the Archangel is here to support you in confidence. He's also here to protect you. He's a protective angel. So if you are afraid right now or need physical protection, he's here to help you with that. But he is also here to help you with your confidence. You're holding those core beliefs as that Queen of Pentacles. You need a lot of confidence to do this. You're about to take big action for yourself. Remember, this is your King of Wands, person, whoever you are as a whole being. You're about to take massive action to break through this stuck energy so that you can finally have this abundance, right? Yes, that's a divine masculine who's thinking of you if you're a divine feminine, but it's also a divine masculine who's thinking of himself, and it's your divine masculine with inside of yourself. I know it's confusing. Try to keep it all straight. The universal law of attraction defined, all right? Here's the definition. The essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn. You know what I saw here a lot? Mirroring, because I saw the essence of that which is like unto itself. And while this may seem like a rather simple statement, it defines the most powerful law in the universe, the law that affects all things at all times, for nothing exists that is unaffected by this powerful law. Nothing. So, if you want a divine masculine that is an emperor energy, you must be an emperor energy in the light traits of the emperor. If you want a divine masculine that's a King of Wands, you must be a King of Wands. Divine masculine, if you want a divine feminine who is a Queen of Cups, you must be a Queen of Cups. You must be an Empress. You must be what it is that you want to attract to yourself. The energy is gaining momentum. It is. It doesn't feel like it. With that stuck energy of the Five of Wands, with the Seven of Pentacles energy, it doesn't feel like it. The Chariot in reverse, although you wanted that was there because you want divine masculine to stop being an asshole. But the sevens, the fives, it feels like there's not momentum, but there is. Trust and believe, have faith that this new start is coming. Divine Feminine, I don't know if you have the work you're like yet, but if you do, turn to this page. Yes, you will see 2 full pages that say, yes, 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 just say yes. We also see this third party, or not third party, rather, I mean, it can be, but that's not what it is here in this context. The 3 of Cups, celebration. Yes, yes, yes. You have a reason to celebrate. Whether that King of Pentacles is up in your bed or not, you have a reason to celebrate here because you have done all of this work for this king. Initially, you thought it was, oh, I'm gonna make myself better so I can be the best version of myself for my king. And then you started watching these readings every day, and you were like, oh, I'm my king, so I have to be the best for myself. Yes, you do. And you've done that, and it's time to celebrate because you have the 2 of Cups. You had the Lovers yesterday. You are in union in yourself. Divine Masculine, High Priestess energy, Temperance energy, Union energy. You have cause to celebrate. And also, if he asks, just say yes. That's what I'm getting. The Great Gathering, it's all coming together. Your soul tribe, okay? It is all coming together. Trust, believe, have faith. Bottom of the deck for both of you, you're in the light attributes of the martyr. You are learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself for a cause. Didn't I say that? You are learning that this process of balancing divine feminine and divine masculine is transcendent, right? It's not about this relationship. It's not about mashing your bodies together. That's just a nice little pleasurable thing you get as a side effect of helping to be an example of transcending this imbalance that is within us in our society. And you're learning to serve yourself and do this and come into this energy and not feel it's selfish to focus on yourself, because you understand that as you do this, you, by law of attraction, you attract others to do the same. This is a big one. I'm going to say this might be a timing card. My ego doesn't want to say it because my ego is very triggered by anything having to do with timing. But this has come up quite a lot, and it's almost this time of year. St. Nicholas. It's also about generosity. Continue to be generous, divine couple. Continue to be generous with your love. Continue to give love without expecting or needing to receive the exact thing back, the investment plus interest. You give because giving feels good. Done. Right? Be generous. There is nothing I cannot be or do or have. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. Oh, I forgot. This card says, welcome to planet Earth. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. Go forth on this day of your life experience knowing that your real work is to decide what you want and then focus upon that. All right, take a moment. Close your eyes. What do you want? Okay, focus upon that. Do not focus upon how you don't have it. Do not focus upon how you don't know how you're going to get it. Do not focus upon whether you're worthy of getting it or not. Y'all are worthy of everything. Y'all are worthy. There's that Bible story about the sparrow. The sparrow has food, a nest, shelter, everything. Are you less precious to God than a sparrow? No. You all deserve everything. Everything, right? Focus on what you want. Go forth, giving thought to what you want, attracting life experiences to help you decide what you want, which sometimes involves contrast. And once you have decided, giving thought only to that. Now, when you close your eyes and you thought about what you want, decide that that is what you want and only give thought to that. Do not focus on what you do not want. Luck is on your side, Sagittarius season. How can you mother yourself? The Divine Mother is here. She sees two children, two inner children, healing. She's helping. She sees them in pain. She sees them in the longing of isolation and separation. Do you think the Divine Mother will let you suffer? I don't. How can you mother yourself? As you do that, as you nurture yourself, you will attract that. All right, let me read this message. Thank you so much, Angel, for taking through your dear relations yesterday. Oh, I'm so glad that you all are really feeling that these readings are resonating with you. They help me so much. I do them for myself because I understand that as I come into union, I'm going to be the best version of myself. And I share them with you because I'm a Leo and that's easy for me to do. And because I was called to do that. And so it really makes me happy to know that it helps you. So I really appreciate when you send me these messages. Thank you. I feel very hopeful for this connection that you're all focused on at this point and for this coming into union in yourself. If you haven't sent a song for the Justice playlist, hop in my DMs, give me a song that you think would fit the Justice card. The themes of the Justice card, I will include you in the shuffle when we start doing that in the next few days. And I will shuffle it probably about 5 times at least. So you'll get 5 opportunities to win a free reading. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day. I am going to spend the entire day editing audio and mixing so that my track is done by tomorrow because I love to procrastinate until the last minute. I did that in college. I do that now. I'm embracing my Pisces rising energy. We love to wait till the last minute. My Leo is like, really? There were so many things I wanted to be self-indulgent about today. Sigh. All right. Have a great day, everyone. You're welcome, AJ. Take care.